defeat over in Turin as Juventus lose to Fiorentina as AC Milan leave it late to go back top of the pops. We'll take a look at that and more next. Show today, but take a look at match number 15 of Serie A. We'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're chewing, and of course, smash your subscribe and get your banger today with all things Babano's related, Serie A related. Whoa, we got it all here, boys. Under one roof, that's right. Of course, happy Christmas, happy New Year. Of course, I don't know when I'm actually recording this on Christmas Eve, but I'm going to get these out there because, of course, time is precious at the moment. But yeah, hopefully you have a good Christmas, hopefully you have a good New Year, and hopefully your team does well, especially in Serie A. Of course, I want a big shout out, of course, to the Patreons. Of course, we still have time, depending on when this video goes out, to become the late to get 2 more patrons. We're trying to get up to 25 before the end of 2020. It's been a gloomy all year. Of course, COVID has ruined it for all of us. So if you are interested in supporting the channel in another way, check out the link down below, patreon.com/Roverseas. But anyway, let's get into it. We can't waste time. Of course, we've got to take a look at these picks that took place on the 22nd, all the way back on the 22nd and 23rd of December. So let's take a look at it then, shall we? Recap the criteria: 0 to 3 in the shit-faced gang, 4 to 6 straight-faced club, and 7+. I believe it should be 8+. Top banana. What's going on here? What's going on here? I'm sure I did 8+. I'm going back. There we go, 8+. In fact, that means I've got to change this guy. They're 7+. There you go. I think that's all right. That's about right. So that's the criteria right there. Editing on the fly. So that's the criteria. Let's take a look at how you all got on then, shall we? Crotone up against Parma, ended up as a 2-1 win for Crotone. A big room with then Junior Messias on the score sheet with a couple of goals there with Judith Kuka on score sheet for Parma in a 2-1 win for Crotone. Big result for them. Of course, I went with a 0-0 draw. My picks on the right, the real deals on the left. Juventus, embarrassing defeat, 3-0 to Fiorentina. I actually went with the 3-0, but I went the other way. Dusan Halohovic on the score sheet. Alex Sandro as well with a big fat OG. Martin Casillas on score sheet for Fiorentina in a 3-0 win. Juan Carrado with a big fat red card to make matters worse for Juventus early doors as well. So let's play with 10 men for about 70 minutes of that match. So a difficult one for them and not the best match as well. Hellas Verona, of course, against Inter Milan, ended up as a 2-1 win for Inter. I got this one bang on the bloody nose. This was in Wednesday night. Lautaro Martinez on score sheet with Milan Skriniar as well. Even Ilivic on score sheet for Verona and a 2-1 loss for them. I got that one bang on the nose. Bologna against Atalanta ended up as a 2-0 to 2-2 draw in the end. So a bit of a banana skin there for Bologna. Tico Tomarasu on the score sheet for Bologna with Nuhun Paz as well, with Luis Muriel with a couple of goals there for Atalanta. But unfortunately, it was too little too late. Just a point between themselves there. Meanwhile, AC Milan left it late against Lazio in a 3-2 win, actually with a 3-1 win to remain top of the pops, of course. Ante Rebic on the score sheet with Hakan Kalaganglu and Theo Hernandez with a late winner. Luis Alberto and Ciro Immobile clawed themselves back into that game, Lazio. They were 2-0 down to make it 2-2, and Theo Hernandez smashed took the 3 points for AC. Meanwhile, Napoli, though, they also fluffed their lines with a 1-1 draw against Torino, of all teams. Armando Izzo on the score sheet for Torino, Lorenzo Insigne on the score sheet for Napoli, as they scored a late equaliser to give themselves a share of the spoils. Actually, remember the 2-0 win? Again, got it wrong. Meanwhile, Roma, 3-2 winners over Cagliari. Jordan Vatut, Edin Dzeko and Gianluca Mantini on the score sheet for Roma. Ciao Pedro with a couple of goals for Cagliari, but unfortunately too little too late. I actually went with a 2-1 win for Roma, so not too shabby. My boys against Sassuolo, a 3-2 loss. Wow, we were a lot of people saying that this was a nailed on draw. I went with a draw, but Herman Junior Traore on the score sheet for Francesco Caputo and Domenico Barriadi on the score sheet for Sassuolo in a 3-2 win. Sampdoria's goals from Quagliarella and Kite Balde, but a late red card did not make matters good for Sampdoria as they lost 3-2 in the end. Spezia against Genoa was a 2-1 win for Genoa. Big result that for Genoa to start climbing the table. Matteo Destro and Domenico Cristico on the score sheet for Genoa. Mbala Nunzola on the score sheet for Spezia. But unfortunately, they lost. But Benevento, they did beat Udinese 2-0 in the end. Actually, another 2-0 win for Udinese. So shame on me. As you can see, I did a shit round of picks there. Gianluca Capiari and Chatuno Letziza give Benevento a win. And of course, they climb into the top 10 with that one. As you can see, I got myself 3 out of 10, which is pretty shit. City. And if you want to know where that is in the table, I'll tell you where it is in the criteria. There it is. There's the criteria. The updated criteria, of course, is the real deal. Not 3 in the shit-faced gang, 47 shit-faced gang, and 8 plus in the top mids. I'm in the shit-faced gang. Who's with me? Who's with me? Brother Bianca Muller. She's also with me, but it's okay. Plan Jane also did shit. Alan MC also did good. Not too shabby, of course. Nathan Eva, well done to you, brother. Did kicking ass, taking names. Ivan Stringer did good. Omaji Mender with an Ed also did okay. Ola Jojo, well done to you. You did shit just like me. Jen Lucas Cerelli also did ghastly. Tom Stainer, though, kicking ass and taking names. Esquivel also shocker. Costas K, he's not okay. Yannick Buster did bits. The T-Man, the D-Man did okay. Alex Weller, not too shabby, actually did shit. Russell Frost, well done to you, brother. Hans Wurst also did good. Shane O'Donnell had the nightmare this time around. Vincent Hong also did poop. Simon Rex, not too shabby. Gaming Charlie did bits. Deep 2000 did good. Shepard also did very well. Deepak the Great, he's not so great this week. Dennis Canali also did shit. As of Matt Gunner, I don't know why he's a patron, but he should be. He could be. I don't know why that's up there, but it's up there regardless. But anyway, moving on. This is the leaderboard as it stands. Dennis Canali, shut your bloody eyes. But of course, but open your eyes if your name is Alan MC with a 7. Nathan Eva, though, kicking ass, taking names with a top patron there with a 6 out of 10. The D-Man alongside Russell Frost and Simon Rex in your bronze medal position, of course. But that's just this week. Your overall kingpin is, of course, the man we all love, Omaji Monday, with 59% success rate. Bow down to your king, boys. Yep, bow down. Bow down to your Christmas Boxing Day king. It is Omaji Monday. Take a bow, son, for the time being. So let's get into the next round of matches. Now, these games will take place in 2021, but of course, this video will be up well before that. So let's take a look at this one then, shall we? Inter Milan taking on Crotone. This will be the 5th time. The previous 4 have been 2 wins for Inter Milan, 1 win for Crotone, and 1 draw, of course. And that last time out, Inter Milan was a 1-1 draw back in 2018, around about February time. Goodness gracious me, the goal scorers on the day were Ida on the score sheet for Inter Milan, Andrea Barbares on the score sheet for Crotone in a score draw there. Inter Milan have actually won the last 7 matches heading into this, and they look like a pretty savvy team at the moment. 4 wins on the spin in all competitions, and all of those wins happen to be in Serie A. Meanwhile, Crotone coming to this, just 1 defeat the past 4 for them. That 1 defeat was against Sampdoria a couple of games back, but I fancy the chances maybe to get something out of this. Of course, the bookies odds on this one 5-1 on for Inter Milan. 6-1 is your draw, 11-1 is your Crotone. Crotone coming to this, of course, climbing the table, but they're still 19th spot at the moment. But a win for them, they could actually go as high as 16th in the table. Inter Milan coming to this in 2nd in the table, but a win for them, they will go top of the pops. Of course, it is the early kickoff. It could be for a couple of hours. It could be for more than that. But yeah, they're comfortably in 2nd spot with a 6-point cushion over Roma at the moment. I've gone with a 2-0 win. You can just about see a 2-0 win in the end for Inter Milan. Next up we have Atalanta taking on, of course, Sassuolo. Now these two sides have played each other according to MarBrain. I can't even see it. There it is. 19 times, 13 wins for Atalanta, 2 wins for Sassuolo, and 4 draws. The last 6, 6 wins, 6 for Atalanta, nothing for Sassuolo, and no draws as well. Last time out in Atalanta was a 4-1 win for Atalanta in lockdown. Barret Dimitri on the score sheet with Duvan Zapata with a couple of goals there, and Mahdi Bourabia was a big fat OG. Mahdi Bourabia also scored in the right net, but unfortunately too little too late. Sassuolo undefeated in the last 7 away matches in the Serie A. They come into this just 1 defeat the past 5. That 1 defeat was against AC Milan a couple of games back, whereas Atalanta unbeaten in the last 6, picking up 3 wins and 3 draws to boot. A lot of draws knocking around though. They need to get them, turn them to more wins. 20-11 on for Atalanta for the W. 10-3 is your draw. 17-4 is your Sassuolo. Sassuolo coming to this in 4th in a win for them. They could actually go 3rd in the table, whereas Atalanta are in 7th at the moment. But a win for them, they could go into 5th in the league. This was tight, airtight. I'm going to go with the host on this one with a 2-1 win in the end. Cagliari, they're going to be taking on Napoli this coming January the 3rd. They played each other in the past 76 times. 14 wins for Cagliari, 34 wins for Napoli, and 28 draws. The last 6 is 1 for Cagliari, 5 for Napoli, no draws. Last time out in Cagliari was a 1-0 win for Napoli back in 16th of Feb 2020. Dries Mertens on the score sheet with Napoli in a 1-0 win. Heading into this, Cagliari have actually failed to win the last 7 matches in Serie A. They come into this just 2 defeats though the past 6, and the rest have been draws. Meanwhile, Napoli are just 1 win in the past 5. That one was against Sampdoria back at the midway through the month of November. It was a 2-1 win. It was. Look at the situation out in the bookies on this one. Cagliari 6-1 for the W, 15-4 is your draw, 5-2 on. It is your Napoli. Of course, Gattuso's boys currently lying in 5th in the table. With a win for them, they could go 3rd in the league. Cagliari, though, they're struggling. They're in 15th spot at the moment, but a win for them, they could go as high as 11th in the table. I've gone with Napoli on this one. Of course, I have with a 2-0 win in the end. Fiorentina taking on Bologna. Let's get a look at this one then, shall we? Of course, Fiorentina with the upset last last time around against Juventus. Taking on Bologna, they played each other 140 times in the past. 55 wins for Fiorentina, 40 wins for Bologna, and 45 draws. The last 6, though, sees 3 for Fiorentina, nothing for Bologna, and 3 draws. Last time out in Fiorentina was back in July. In lockdown was a 4-0 win for Fiorentina, of course, with Federico Chiesa with a hat-trick, Nicolo Milenkovic with, of course, a goal as well to make it 4-0. I'm just going to have a quick Google this fellow here, Chiesa. I believe he moved. Didn't he move to Juventus? He's on loan. He's on loan. On loan for Fiorentina. That's a good pickup. I don't know if he's delivering the goods. I've not really seen his name in the score sheet that often. Anyway, heading into this, Fiorentina have actually drawn the last 3 home matches. West Bologna have actually drawn the last 3 matches, both home and away. They come into this, of course, just 1 defeat the past 5. That's Fiorentina. That was against Atalanta at the midway through the month. Meanwhile, without a win in 5, that is Bologna, of course, drawing 3 in the row. But just last time they suffered a win, encountered a win, was back in the end of November against Crotone. Look at the situation and the bookies on this one. We have 21-24, Fiorentina 5-2 is your 5-2 is also your away win. Bologna coming to us in 13th in the moment, and win for them. They could go as high as 10th in the table. Fiorentina actually come into this beneath Bologna in the table, and win for them. They could go 11th in the league. I've gone with on this one a draw in this one, 1-1 in the end. Again, keep on keeping on. Fiorentina doing all right at the moment. But drawing too many, if my liking. Next up, Genoa up against Lazio. Of course, Genoa, big win for them last time around, taking on Lazio, who did suffer a defeat. They played each other 101 times, 37 wins for Genoa, 38 wins for Lazio, and 26 draws. Of course, the last 6, those 2 for Genoa, 4 for Lazio, no draws. Last time out in Genoa was a 3-2 win for Lazio. That was back in February 2020. Adam Marusic on the score sheet with Ciro Immobile and Danilo Cataldi, with Francesco Castaglia and Domenico Cristico on the score sheet for Genoa. Heading into this, Genoa have actually seen at least 2 goals in the last 6 home matches, and also failed to win the last 6 at home. They come to this just 1 win in 6. Now, of course, that was one was against Spezia just the other day. Lazio come to this 1 win in 5. Of course, that 1 win was against Napoli a couple of games back. So not very, very good form for Lazio at the moment. Look at the bookies. Odds on this one: 90-4 for Genoa, 3-1 is your draw, 7-4 on is your Lazio. Lazio come to this in 8th and win for them. They could actually go as high as 5th in the table. Genoa comes to this in 18th and win for them. They could go as high as 16th. I can't see it though. I can't see anything but a away day win with Lazio taking on the 3 points with a 2-0 win. Parma taking on Torino. Of course, these two sides played each other in the past 32 times, 15 wins for Parma, 5 wins for Torino, and 12 draws. The last 4 sees 2 wins for Parma, 2 draws, and nothing for Torino. Last time out in Parma was a 3-2 win for Parma back in September 2019. Dijan Kulievski on the score sheet with Andres Cornelius and Roberto Inglese on the score sheet for Parma. Christian Anzaldi and Andrea Balotelli, of course he does, scoring for Torino. Bremer got himself sent off, though, for Torino to make matters worse. Torino have actually failed to win 16 of the last 17 matches away from home. West Palm have actually failed to win 10 of the last 11 matches, both home and away. They come into this without a win in 5. Meanwhile, without a win in 6, that is Torino. Everyone's drawing a shit ton load of games. Not for the faint of hearted. This one played each other in the past. Well, the bookies also 90-10 for Parma, 11-5 is your draw, 6-4 is your Torino. Torino coming to this in, of course, rooted to the foot of the table, but a win for them. They could go as high as 17th in the league. Meanwhile, Parma coming to this, of course, dreaming of bigger and better things, but they're in 16th spot at the moment. But a win for them, they could go back into the top 12. 12 spot being the position that they would go to if they were to be victorious. I've gone with a 1-0 win for Parma. Torino are shit. Next up we have Roma up against Sampdoria, my boys. They played each other in the past 137 times, 56 wins for Roma, 43 wins for Sampdoria, and 38 draws. The last 6, so sees 3 wins for Roma, 1 for Sampdoria, and 2 draws. Last time out in Roma was a 2-1 win for Roma. That was back in June 2020 in lockdown. Zecca with a couple of goals, and Manolo Gabbiadini on score for Sampdoria. Heading into this, Roma have actually scored at least 2 goals in 10 last 11 home matches, and they come into this just 1 defeat the past 4. That 1 defeat was against Atalanta a couple of games back. Meanwhile, Sampdoria coming to this just 1 defeat the past 3. That 1 defeat was against Sassuolo just the other day. Look at the situation out in the bookies on this one. We have 9-4 on for Roma, 15-4 is your draw, 11-2 is your away win. That is Sampdoria. Of course, Sampdoria coming to this at 11th, and with them they could go 9th in the table. Roma are 3rd at the moment, and they will stay 3rd if they get the win on this week against, or whenever this game takes place, against Sampdoria. I've gone with Roma on this one against my boys. 3-1 win in the end to keep on with the top 2, but unfortunately for them, they're still a little bit away from making ground into those top 2 spots. Next up, Spezia up against Verona. They played each other 13 times in the past. 4 wins for Spezia, 6 wins for Verona, and 3 draws. Okay, the last 6 though sees 1 win for Spezia, 4 for Verona, and 1 draw. Last time out in Spezia was a 2-1 win for Verona. That was back in Serie B, February 2019. Mattia Sakikani on the score sheet with Verona, Samuel Gustafsson as well. Luca Mora on the score sheet for Spezia last time around. Heading into this, Spezia actually conceded at least 2 goals in the last 6, and they also failed to win the last 7. Verona undefeated the last 5 on the road. They come into this, though, just one win the past 5, Verona. That was against Lazio, of course, midway through the month of December. Meanwhile, 4 defeats the past 5 games for Spezia. Their only positive is a draw against Bologna midway through the month as well. Look at the situation for this one at the bookies then. We have Spezia 11-5 for the W, 12-5 is your draw, and 6-5 is your away win there. So, of course, Hellas Verona. Verona coming to this in 9th spot at the moment, but for them, they could go 7th in the table, where Spezia coming to this in 17th. And for them, they could go as high as 14th in the bloody league. I've gone with on this one with the 1-0 win for Hellas Verona to keep on keeping on and maybe get a dream of European football next season. And into the final 2 we go here. Benevento taking on AC Milan. Benevento coming to this in 10th. Of course, AC Milan, your leaders at the moment. They played each other in the past just 2 times. 1 win for Benevento, nothing for AC, and of course 1 draw. Of course, last time out in Benevento they played, it was a 2-2 draw back in December 2017. Goal scorers on the day were Giancarlo Bonaventura and Nico Kalinic, of course, ex-Rover. Of course, Georgi Puskás and Alberto Briganoni on scoring for Benevento. Alessandro Romagnoli got himself sent off in that one. Milan have actually scored at least 2 goals in the last 16 and also undefeated in the last 26 matches. They come into this, of course, 4 wins in the past 6, drawing to Parma, drawing to Genoa, but it's been back-to-back wins for AC. Meanwhile, on the flip side, just 1 defeat the past 6 for Benevento. That was against Sassuolo midway through the month of December, and it's back-to-back wins for them, beating Genoa, beating Udinese as well. This might be a bridge too far, though, for Benevento. The odds are 92 for the W, 22-11 on for AC Milan, 10-3 is your draw. Of course, AC Milan will be top of the pops if they were be victorious, but they could end up in 2nd spot with a defeat and a win for Inter Milan. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Meanwhile, Benevento are in a 10th spot at the moment, but for them, they could go as high as 8th in the tier. Oh, yes, I've gone with a 2-0 win for AC Milan to, again, keep up the heat at the top of the league. And then into the final one now, we have Juventus taking on Udinese. They played each other 97 times in the past, 64 wins for Juventus, 13 wins for Udinese, and 20 draws. Okay, the last 6 is 5 for Juventus, 1 for Udinese, and no draws. Last time out in Juventus was a 4-0 win in the Coppa Italia. That was back in January 2020. Meanwhile, last time played each other in the league at Juventus also was a 3-1 win for Juve. Cristiano Ronaldo with a couple of goals there. Leonardo Bonucci as well, with Ignacio Pusetto on the score sheet for Udinese in a 3-1 loss. Heading into this, though, Juventus just 1 defeat the past 6. That was, of course, just the other day against Fiorentina. Meanwhile, Udinese comes to just 1 win and 5. Sorry, 1 defeat and 5 in them. Of course, that 1 defeat was against Benevento, of course, on the same day as that Juventus loss. Bookies odds on this one, 9-4 for Juventus, 7-2 is your draw, 11-2 is your Udinese. Of course, a situation out of the league. Juventus are in 12th at the moment, but for them, they could go top 10. Juventus coming to in 6th at the moment, but for them, they could go as high as 3rd in a table. Champions League football must be on the horizon for Juventus, and they'll need a win here, and they'll get it, though, with a 3-0 win in the bloody end. If I'm right, which I bloody well hope so, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. Torino, Crotone, Genoa going down as it stands. Sassuolo, Juventus in the Europa League spots at the moment. It's Napoli, AS Roma, of course, in the Champions League spots, alongside the Milan boys. AC top of the table, Inter Milan not too far away either. Of course, games still coming thick and fast into 2021, so be sure to get your picks in nice and early for that, and also just to let me know what's going on. Of course, that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up, and of course, if you're new, bang your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Serie A related to Blackburn Rovers. Whoa, football, what are we going to know here? Under one roof. That's right, boys and girls. So yes, be sure to check those links out down in there. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. If you've got any complaints or any suggestions for the channel, I'm always open. Also, if you want to show some support for the channel in another way, you become the latest member of the Patreon gang. There's also a link down below, patreon.com/Roverseas. I hope you had a good Christmas. I hope you are having a good Christmas, and I hope you have a cracking new year as well. 2020's been a bit shit for most of us with Corona. I'm supposed to be on the road right now, back at home, back over in Europe, but unfortunately, that's not the case. And hopefully next year, though, or this year, 2021, whenever you see this video, things are about to change, about to be a bit more back to normal. That's what we want to see. But unfortunately, we're going to have to wait and see how all that pans out. Hopefully, you're safe out there, and I'll see you all very soon. But make sure you get your predictions in nice and early for this, and of course, make sure you check out the rest of the channel. But until then, though, I'm out.